Hey guys, you want to see something really cool? Let me show you a few of the parts we use for prototyping. Top secret. This thing right here. This is the base frame of an S1 Pro. That's about... It's gotta be around 10 kilos. 12 kilos. You see this, baby? These are the small components that go into a bi roller. Massive, massive thing. Yeah, just thing here, this is just a little tiny part of that huge transmission stuff we have. Yeah, this is just a small part of the axle of the oar locks. And this thing is about, what's that? 2 kilos, 4 or 5 pounds. Just this one piece. That's massive. Everything else doesn't hold. This is actually where all the development started. So a small garage used to be a car tuning workshop, a small one. Now I want to show you how easy and how simple it is to completely mount an S1 Club with all the parts you get in a box. So once you have set up the main corpse, the first thing you want to do is insert the what we call front insert frame. This is the front part, so this is where the foot stretchers layer will be. You see quite a massive construction, very easy to mount. All you do, just slide it in. That's it. 2 hexagon nuts. Just tighten them. Make sure this is pretty tight, must be, and always double check. Always double check after setup. So as the floor here is not leveled, we use 2 devices to hold the biro in place without using the slides. We sometimes do this if we just want to test the transmission. So if the rigger doesn't go in from the start, you need to loosen the Allen screw. Alright. I recommend to retighten the riggers after the first and second use. The best way to get it in is left hand closer to the main body, right hand to get it leveled. Then you play around a bit. You see this? This is a really tight fit. So next up, the drawbars. Something that's new with the 3rd generation of the S1 Club. You see there's a counter nut. So what you do is you screw it in all the way. Then you want to make sure that this is actually flat. So I want to go back half a rotation. Then I slide this one in here. 1 washer on top, 1 on the bottom. You tighten this one as well. So that's a 14mm. Just gently. Guys, sometimes this part from transport or whatever is in a weird position and you cannot really move it, so it doesn't move. What you need to do is just gently apply a bit of force, just gently, very easy, and start to move the transmission, and now you can insert it. Now we've got the oar locks. So again, where is left, where is right? Very simple. You see that little cable? There's a cable, let me show you. You see that cable? This cable goes to the strain gauge, so this is why this measurement is so precise. What you want to do is make sure that this cable points forward. So this is actually the right side. See this? This is the cable. Cable facing forward, this direction. How do you mount the oar lock? How to do this? The way I do it, and the way it works the best for me, I take this part and rotate it all the way clockwise until I hit the limiter. And then I put the oar lock on in just about 85 degrees, 90 degrees, 85, 80, 85. Depends on how this machine is set up. It's just about 90 degrees. Yeah, 85, now this is 80. Clock, nice solid sound. You want to insert the foot stretchers. Something you should watch out for, you see there's a little metal block right there. So this metal block goes right underneath this rail, so it supports the foot stretchers from the bottom. So the rail is between this block and this metal plate. And tighten, lift, tighten, lift. You have to take off this screw. Alright, talking about new stuff from the new S1club 3rd generation. You see that now we have an adjustable magnetic brake. Now, generally speaking, you don't need to adjust resistance on a wire rower, on an S1club especially, because we have that air fan and we have the rotation, the heavy rotation disc, which is attached to the air fan and the magnetic brakes. Now, the way the system works is very simple. Once you accelerate, the transmission fires an air fan. That air fan generates resistance over the middle part of the drive. So this is about right now. This is where the air fan really starts to kick in around the middle part of it, and towards the finish. When you go forward on a standard air fan, it breaks down too quickly, so which means you have too much resistance at the catch. And this is the problem we see with many linear ergs. So there's only one resistance unit, and that's not efficient. So what we did, we added a heavy rotation disc to simulate the inertia of the boat. So we did a lot of testings and what should it look like and how should it be. And this heavy disc created the same amount of resistance at the catch that we felt on the boat. Now 2 is good, but 3 is better. In order to generate that tiny bit of nice, that solid resistance you usually have if you catch in a boat, we added a magnetic brake. And that magnetic brake basically breaks down the air fan just before the catch. This magnet is just about strong enough to make sure we get enough resistance at the catch, but not full resistance, which would be given if we hadn't had the rotation disc, the heavy rotation disc. So it's that elaborate play between the heavy rotation disc that keeps the boat going, the magnets that simulate the hydrodynamics that break the boat, and the air fan that creates massive resistance over the middle part of the drive. And every time you adjust something right here, if it's going out all the way, less magnets are being used to break this copper plate in the middle. If it's all the way in, you have a lot of magnets breaking. And so this adjustment mechanism just makes the catch feel more solid. All right, let's take a couple of strokes and try this baby out. This is pretty hard right now. So what I'm going to do is take it out all the way. Feels good. Much softer at the catch now, but still direct. Very nice feeling. Generally speaking, guys, if a lot of people say that they don't feel the same amount of resistance left and right. It's a very simple reason why most, especially rowers, don't. And the problem is here, most people actually start to catch with the right hand ahead of the left hand. And this leads to the point where you have everything taken away with the right hand from the left. So the left trails behind. There's nothing there. Same on the other side. Left hand starts early, right hand just trails behind. The reason why most athletes do it with the right hand first is because they want to make sure they don't hit their hands over the middle part of the drive when their hands are overlapping. So what they do, they actually start with the right hand earlier, make sure, oh, my right hand is safe, I'm not going to get hurt. But what the boat does, it swivels, the stern swivels. And the problem with this is that the boat doesn't tell you, hey buddy, you are inefficient, I'm going sideways, I'm getting sicker. The boat just goes a bit to the left, and most rowers actually over pull with the left hand towards the finish to compensate, so they counter steer. So most rowers actually go left, right, left, right, left, right. Just fear that they hurt themselves. And this is by far not efficient. But there's no system that tells you except the bi-rower. And you don't, I haven't even set up now the mechanics. All you need to do is feel. It's going to feel weird if you do it this way. So you really have to have the perfect timing. And this thing is not about you have to be at the same place with the oar or so. This is not important. You have to start at the same time. So this makes all the difference. Another thing we get a lot from rowers is they don't feel resistance at all at the catch. And this is always the case when you go up when you start to drive. It's a big problem here because the boat doesn't tell you it's not going forward. Let me give you the example. Usually in a boat you would have here the full oar and a blade. And if you drown the blade, if you bury it deeper and deeper and deeper, it still feels like resistance. But it's not horizontal resistance, just the blade going too deep in the water. It's a bit killing fish. At the catch, it feels like, whoa, there's a massive resistance on the oar handles. Yes, but in the wrong direction. This is no resistance that makes you go faster. So the only thing that makes you go forward fast and quickly is keep the handle height stable and then drive. It's like lock the blade, keep the handle height stable, and then start to drive. If you drive and still bring your hands up, it feels empty. Why? There is no water on the outside. What happens now is that upwards there is no resistance, but you're going upwards with the hands, and this is what feels empty, not the horizontal drive. Because look here, the horizontal drive is absolutely direct. So let's set up the software and have a look at this. One of the improvements of Generation 3 is you can see the switch for the sensor box has become longer, so it's easily accessible now. And when you turn it on, a red light constantly flashing, and then a green flashing LED light. If it flashes green, it's got full power or regular charge. If it's flashing orange or red, it's about to be empty. But you always get the current battery level in the app. So make sure you turn it on both sides. Alright guys, how to start the measurement system. So first up, turn on the sensors. We already did this. Then you want to look for the bi-rower app. I'm using my Galaxy S7 here. The display holder is actually made for tablets. So I'm using my phone. Then you want to click on Start. You want to go to Settings first. And when you are in Settings, let's do it this way. When you are in Settings, you gotta go and select Device. It's important to do so because it will change between sculling, sweep left, sweep right. Now with the S1 Pro, so we are in sculling. That's good. Then you go on bi-rower, and then you got press to set the nearest device. This is important to do because if we have more bi-rows next to each other, what is actually standard right now, there's not going to be any confusion between the data that is sent around. So I push this button, it asks me to enable location to make sure there's no confusion in where which bi-row is positioned. It's scanning now, it's looking for the nearest bi-row, so the one I'm actually on right now. It says voila, set to SC100163, that's the serial number. Sensor battery level, let's see where we are right now. This is initial position. Okay, once you have done this, you click on 0 oars. It's going to connect and will tell you, okay, move initial position. We've done so. Go to continue. Steering oar successful. Alright, and you're good to go. Let's go to the overview mode. There you are.